Good morning, y'all. This is Seriously Funny. I'm here with Ashley D. You know what I'm saying? We come to take up your morning real quick. What's up, Ash? What's going on?
What's going on? Happy Saturday.
No Saturday. What you got planned for the day? It's the weekend, baby.
It's the freaking weekend, baby. I don't really have any plans. I got ready, so maybe I'll go out and do some errands. We'll see.
Go out and do what kind of errands today? It's Saturday. What's the weather like down there? Because I know the weather is it's cold as shit.
It is currently, hold on. It
Okay.
is currently 56 degrees outside. Our high today is supposed to be 64.
I guess it ain't bad. It can be a lot worse than it is up here. We got that cold snow. In
Yeah.
but so well today, y'all, the show, if you look down at the bottom, if you're watching this live, you can see that the show is about love language and accountability. Accountability might stretch a little bit longer because I got a lot to say about accountability for real, because a lot of people just don't know what that word means.
Yep. Not only that, and so I want to shout out to everybody who actually participated in the poll that I posted. And I know I should have reworded the first response. Yes, I know my love language and I know my partners. Because there are single people like myself out there that, yes, I know my love language, but I think it was confusing. So thank you to the ones who actually participated in the comments. Like, I'm single and I know my love language, because it is important to know. And we're going to get into the importance of it.
I'm up look at the poll right now. It looks like a lot of people know their partner's love language, but some people to respond that doesn't really matter. I
Yes.
want to respond to those that doesn't really matter. The way to learn your partner don't even ask their love language in my eyes. I think that if you pay attention, you observe your partner on a daily basis. But I think you can find out what their love language is basically through interaction. You pretty much find out what's the gist of it. If you don't know your partner's love language, that's probably one of the reasons that you're having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what three is. So I know some people responded, and I'm not throwing criticism because they ask them why it doesn't matter. It does matter because think about it. You could be like doing stuff that fall in the category alone, like let's say gifts, right? And gifts can be like symbolic gifts and stuff like that, something that means something. But that may not be your partner's love language, why you're going to buy this and that. They shit might just be quality time, period. You
Exactly.
know, time. So if you keep on like jumping over what the love language is, you're gonna come across some problems. And I'm no expert, but I do know. I got common sense. What's up, Amy? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Whatever.
Yes, and thank you for participating, Amy. We greatly do. We greatly appreciate that as well. So I want to talk about so here's the five love languages. You have words of affirmation, you have acts of service, you have gifts, quality time, and physical touch. I want to talk about words of affirmation only from my aspect. So my two are words of affirmation and quality time. Okay. Words of affirmation is so important to me because growing up, I didn't hear like "I'm proud of you" or "Hey, you did great, you did this." Like especially on my mom from my mom, I never heard that. So I have a lot of I'm a big overthinker, especially with work. I'm like, oh my god, am I doing this right? And someone could get in my head, and I allow it to get in my head. It's like, no, I know I'm doing it right, but I need to double check and then hear that no, you're doing it right, great job, kind of thing. And it's just because of my upbringing, and everybody's upbringing is definitely different, so it's so important to know your partner and what they like, what they don't like. I'm such a giver of my time, I'm such a giver of my presence, I'm a giver of of advice. And so when people try to give me gifts, I'm like, why? Why are you trying to give me a gift? What did I do to deserve this? Because again, that's not my upbringing. So it's hard for me to accept gifts. However, my future partner may be a gift giver and may want to shower me with gifts. It's hard for me to receive gifts. So that's why it's so important to know your partner and what they like.
Well, let me tell you something. Love language, right? Nobody never. No, people don't even know their own love language. Haven't thought about it. I'll tell you this, real. I'm pretty simple. Shit. physical touch. And physical touch is not always sex. And sex, everybody loves sex. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. But physical touch, holding hands, put your arms around them, showing that, you know what I'm saying, you mind. A true player don't like that love language though, because a true player is out there trying to be a true player.
Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, quality time and physical touch, I think. But here's the thing though, sometimes we got careers where it don't allow us to have that much quality time. So you gotta make time for people who got the love language, because people who love language quality time will sit, bitch, moan, and complain about not getting quality time.
Right.
And we will sit up here and say, because I'm a busy man, hey, you know what my work schedule is, you know, I work these hours, these hours. At the same time, if that's their love language, if it's quality time, you gotta sit, you gotta reserve some time for that person, and everything. So the love language is people who say doesn't matter. Now let's go to the word accountability. You're accountable for what your partner like. If you've been with your partner for like so many years and you still don't know what they like, what their love language is, you're accountable for that. So you can't get mad if you have issues, but you don't know your partner. That's the big thing right there.
Right.
And so whatever your partner likes falls on these category of love languages. People don't think about it. It's no big deal. Like, get that shit out of here. Hey, but love language is a real thing. Everybody has one. I don't give a damn how lame it may sound. Everybody has one. Period.
Right. Well, even in the comments yesterday, Rufus was, commenting, and he's just like, all women, they just want. Don't classify me with all women, because I'm not all women. I'm different from all women. I don't need you to get me X, Y, and Z. I can provide for myself. That's just like me saying all men ain't shit. All men are the same. You're a cheater, you're a cheater, you're a cheater. When we know that's not the case, right? So don't classify all women want the same thing, because we don't. Going back to quality time doesn't have to be cuddled up on a couch watching a movie. Quality time can just be as simple as cooking dinner together, going out for a walk. Quality time could be something small.
I'm going to go back and read his comment. And so people can know what we're talking about. So Mr. Reynolds stated, there's no such thing as love language for women. Women want it all. That's what he said, women want it all. Which I understand where he's coming from, because a lot of women, they do want it all. A lot of women want to receive, but don't want to give. That's the new generation coming up. That's what Americans teaching women on what to do. You can be independent. You can do that. Make sure. So think about this. A good man. How much money he has to make for you?
A good man, like, honestly, I don't care if you make less than me, or if you make the same as me, or if you make more. Honestly, as long as you have a job and you're not, I'm sorry, but as long as you're not flipping burgers at Wendy's, I'm cool.
So a good man is a man that's working at Wendy's is not a good man.
I want you to rise above it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so a manager at a restaurant is not rising above?
A manager at a restaurant is fine, but like fast food, like, you don't make that much. Here's the thing. You have potential, right? Here's the thing. Let me retract, because I know I'm about to put my foot in my fucking mouth, right? So here's the thing. Take your experience, but don't get comfortable. If you're a manager at Wendy's, I'm going to pour into you constantly and be like, hey, you can be a manager at Buffalo Wild Wings. You could be a manager at a high-end restaurant. Take your experience and rise up. But if you're literally just comfortable flipping a burger at Wendy's and getting paid $11 an hour, I can't, because you're comfortable. You have to step out of your comfort zone.
It got to start somewhere, though. So if it starts at flipping burgers, they might have dreams of going up and upward. But
we're also in our 30s. We're also in our 30s. Let's talk about this for a minute.
Hold on. It doesn't matter, though. That's being judgmental. That's the thing here we're talking about. A woman, see a man, and I saw this on the podcast. It's so true. I agree with this 500%. A man don't look at a woman and say she has to make this much money. Oh, no. I don't look at a woman and say, oh man, I gotta give me a woman and she gotta make fucking $80,000, $90,000. Let's just be for real. And I think one of my homies told me the stat, and I looked it up. 13% of the people in America make over 100K. That's not a lot. So women that got these strong ambition of getting a man to make 100K and over, you got 13% of the population making that, most of that is women. Cut that down because you're not swinging on the same team. So now you're talking about a man. You got like 7 or 8%. So that's why a lot of these women that's greedy are single because what they want is not a lot in the United States. So, but me on the other hand, we don't go and say, "Hey, my woman, she got to make 100K. She got to drop a Benz, a BMW. She got to drive a Lexus." We don't say that shit because, like I've been told, I can't remember this podcast. I wish I could post it. I had it saved. I can't post it. But a man can raise a woman to be she could be a queen, but she could bring a woman up.
Mm.
Yeah. And the man is not. It was no problem for a man. That's pretty much done. But a woman, it's not her job to do that. But a woman won't grow. She's already looking for somebody that's fixed, that's upward, that's fixed. Grow together.
Right. And that's how a relationship should be. We should be growing together. In a relationship, you should be one. You should be equally yoked. Okay? Pour into one another. When you're down, let me pour into you. When you're stressed out about your job, let me pour into you. Let's talk about this. How can we make this better? How can we take your experiences, your skills to the next level in a work environment? I'm not looking for a man that's making, $100,000. I'm not looking for that. At the end of the day, as long as you have your own place, you have your car, and you have a job, I'm happy for you. But if you're going to sit here and play the poor me, I'm tired, that's when I stop. And I'm like, no, look, we're going to fix this because at the end of the day, you're going to shit or get off the pot.
So I'm writing this down because I want to remember this, right? So long as a man, I'm gonna read what Natalie put up here. Natalie put up here, she working at a pizza place part-time, and people automatically assume she owns it. It's sad that people assume or shocked. She's living the best life. True. So I'm gonna say this. If a man recognizes what you like, recognize your love language, creative with his hands in terms of being handy around the house, but you don't have to call a handyman to fix shit. He can fix everything around the house. See, that's the thing. He can flip burgers, but he can build you a goddamn house.
Right.
There's things that can be done, and a lot of women don't look at that. A lot of women, they look at the perception, right? They see things, Lexus or whatever. They don't know what that motherfucker's paying $900 car note, $1,200 car note, something ridiculous just to status. You don't know. That's why you get to know men. The thing about women today is they're not getting to know men. They're just looking on the outside, see what they got, how they dress. Me, I'm not a flashy dresser at all. I don't shit. I don't do shit. I thought I bring it to the table. A lot of women look at things with a dollar tag. That's the new, not all, but a lot. That's what's driving a lot of men away. Now, it's not a thing where it's a certain race or certain thing. It's women in general. Like, what does he do for a living? That's one thing. Think about it. A man don't never ask. I said this before. What does she do for a living? What does she work? How many kids she got? Because a man would take on a woman's kids as their own.
A true man.
Help raise them. But a true man, just right, a true man will. But help raise them, call them his own, and provide.
Right.
But women don't look at that. They don't look at love. Love doesn't have a dollar figure.
It doesn't.
Doesn't have that. But women look for the dollar figure. So I look for money. A lot of women look for money. It's dollar figure. That's why men go in reverse. They go backwards.
Money doesn't buy happiness at the end of the day. So let me rephrase. Yes, I said, I don't want you, I don't want a man who's flipping burgers. At the end of the day, let me go back here, right? If you're stable financially, I don't look for a flashy man because honestly, for me, that's a turnoff. The minute you roll up in a Lexus or a Mercedes or whatever, and you're flashy, oh yeah, I got this, and I've got the ice on my hands, and I think that is tacky. Why are you showing out? Because you're just showing me that you have money and you think that's going to make me happy. You think that's going to make me want to get in bed with you. It's not. It's honestly, it's a turnoff for me. Treat me right. Get to know me is what it's about. Always ask, do you love what you're doing? There you go. And exactly. So if you're happy at what you're doing, fine.
But she says she always asks, do you love what you're doing? If the answer is yes, she's happy. Because as long as you're working and happy, that's all that matters. Here's the thing in this world. So your idea of a guy, he don't have to make he can't be flipping burgers, right? Let me tell you what my idea of the woman. A woman that treats me with respect, a woman that communicates me and supports me.
Mhm.
That doesn't have a monetary dollar figure attached to that.
Okay.
Period. A woman that caters to me a little bit, you know what I'm saying, cook it here, do this, that doesn't have a dollar value to that. I don't care how much money she's making. Long as she knows that I'm a woman, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna do that. That's pretty much all that matters to me. Like everything else. Now, how many women will say the same thing? They don't put love first. They put the dollar sign first.
There's a lot of women that do. There's a lot of women that do. Here's my issue. I'm too nice. I'm a big giver, like I said, of my time. When I am talking to somebody, when I'm dating somebody, I will give you my time. I will pour into you. I will listen to what you're telling me. And like, okay, well, you know what? I understand that you're down. You're going through this, blah, blah, blah. Let me pour into you. But the minute I'm down and I'm going through shit, it's not reciprocated, and that's where I get frustrated. If I'm constantly pouring into you and it's not being reciprocated back to me, that's where I get turned off. Because why am I doing all this? Do you see what I'm saying? Like whatever I'm doing, I would like it to be reciprocated back.
Like I can see that. It comes down to the roles. So men in general need to show a woman love. I just don't have any no excuses for it. They got to show a woman love in general because that's what they're supposed to do. That's just what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men got to show a woman love. Um, and to be honest, when it comes to the thing of going back to love languages, people don't think about this thing because that's not at the top line. I don't think you go to somebody and ask, "What's your love language?" I think that's something that you observe, you find out on your own, and eventually you had a conversation. So let me.
Share
I'm,
that comment.
I'm gonna read this. I can't even find a man that understands I work full time and part time. It's always you don't have time for me, then we never speak again. Well,
That's an issue. Not on her end. That's issue on the man side. Because here's the thing. Anybody will make time for something, right? I can make time to go to the gym right now, but I haven't. I haven't made the time. I could give you a million excuses as to why I haven't been into the gym. Are they valid? Yes, but at the same time, the accountability on my end has failed. So the accountability on that man telling her, you work 2 jobs, you're not going to have time for me, da 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 da. Like, you're not even giving me a chance to even prioritize you into my schedule to, make it work. 1 date a week.
however, what if that's the love language though?
They want more than 1 date?
I mean, this love. If a love language is quality time, love language is quality time. You have to sit and adjust, so you can't be in that situation. That's the thing about it. You might meet somebody you don't know they love language at the top. Their love language could be quality time, whether it's a female or a male, maybe quality time. Because I work a lot too, and people always say you don't have time for me, and they disappear, and that's fine. Um, I just what I do, you know what I'm saying, for a living. You make time when the time is right. Now, it just that sometimes you got to be creative on how you make time, and sometimes if a person see a lady or a male that's working all the time, you have to be creative in conversation. And when you respond a certain way and it starts to flow genuinely, that person will
Mhm.
create time for you. You just don't get time
Right.
made in because I don't know you. We gotta get to know each
Right.
other. And
Right.
sometimes it takes a verbal conversation over the phone or text messages. It goes on and on and on and on. And then stuff starts to fall into place. So that sounds like stalker. She says, I have men literally call the pizza place to see if I'm working. Why would I lie? I wanted to be flexible if we have each other's attention. And that's what I'm just saying. If you got each other's attention, now you got a vibe going.
Right.
Great time, do this, X, Y, and Z. You got to be creative. But the thing about it, that's why love language is important because some people think, oh, I do this for this person, I do that. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, my past relationships. I was married. I talked about love languages. I didn't understand my ex-wife's love language. The last relationship, I fucking did every love language. There are all 5. I don't know hers. I just didn't know. Some people are just like not appreciative at all. They just want to be those when that's when you run to controlling people. It's different. I don't know what the hell they got going on with their love language. I don't know. But sometimes you run to those people that, and sometimes men are babies. Be for real. Some men are fucking soft.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it for the back. Say it again for the ones in the back. Say it again.
But that society has made men soft, but society at the same time has made women think that they're men. And they, but then that's why when a woman thinks she's got that she got that masculine energy, she be the guy that's like a true man. This happened. They meet, and he goes right around her. No man wants a woman full of masculine energy. Like I told you before, no, I'm a guy. I don't give a fuck how much a woman makes. I don't give a shit. I'm more interested in the character. Fuck what you make. And I think that before I used to think that like, man, we can do this combined. Now I think more of a man right now today. How can I protect? How can I provide? How can I protect her? She let me lead. Will she let me protect her? Or will she want to challenge me? If she wants to challenge me, she can get the fuck out of here because I'm not doing challenges at all. I don't want to be challenged. I don't want a woman to talk down to me. I'm not gonna talk down to her. I don't want a woman to raise a voice to like be all emotional and shit because I don't have time for it. The world don't have time for it. I don't have time.
Right.
So I just think I'm pretty simple to do, I think. Like, unfortunately. But you gotta be organized, know how to take care of business though. You gotta be organized and know how to take care of business. Yeah.
And like and again, it goes for both the men and women as well, right? It can't be one-sided. So both of you have to be receive it and also reciprocate it, right? So give back at the end of the day. And there's so many different things you can do to keep your relationship, continue to date. Even if you're married, continue to date. Whatever you do not shoot your partner down. Like if someone plans something, go with it. Don't shoot anything down. Go with it. If something is planned, go with it. Men and women. So, if the women, and here's the thing, I think when you're in a relationship, sometimes we get too comfortable, right? So if your wife or your girlfriend is at home or your husband is at home cooking, boyfriend, whatever, cooking dinner, walk in and acknowledge that they cooked dinner. Babe, thanks for cooking dinner. I appreciate it. I'll do the dishes. Or
does that like words, acts of services, like
it would be words of affirmation. It can acts of service is the cooking, right? But you want to acknowledge it. Don't just be like, "Oh, you cooked dinner." Like, say thank you. You thank the waitress for bringing your food, right? Thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? They cooked for you. You don't have to do it every meal, but every once in a while, be like, "Hey, thank you for stepping up and cooking dinner." It's not that hard. The issue is you're comfortable. You're too comfortable. We have to get out of our comfortability and start dating your significant other again.
I agree to a certain extent. I do agree, Cole. However,
I'm waiting.
However, you're all right. A little thank you every now and then, a hug. I appreciate it, whatever. Because I think some people take advantage, and they just like used to get a certain thing. They just take advantage of it totally. You know what you're dealing with because you've been with this person. Now, if you accept these red flags, it's kind of on you. We accept red flags, right? And then we have this thing called therapy. We go through therapy, right, to try to fix things. Go through therapy. Sometimes shit don't work. I'm not saying therapy doesn't work, but sometimes shit doesn't work, right? I took therapy, right? Last relationship, I did a therapy session. And during this session, talking to the guy, not gonna say his name, but he's a dope therapist. And she believed that the way she come across is because of her profession, which is okay. It's not. It's not. He told her, like, you're not at work. That's the mentality you have at work. That's the behavior that you're producing. That's at work with your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
you're not talking to an patient, employee, or whatever the hell it is. You're talking to your significant other.
Mhm.
So there needs to be a different tone at home. Then you're using at work. You got to change it up. Like for example, at where I work, I give orders sometimes. I have to give orders. I would not come home and get the orders in the same tone with people. It's different. I turn that
Mhm.
switch off. Well, she thought it was okay because she do it at work. And the thing is, you have to take accountability to when you're wrong. That's what it is. Point bottom line. The thing is, you have women who don't want to admit when they're fucking wrong.
Yep.
They make excuses on why they do things. And if you're, let me tell you something. I had this conversation. It was a recent conversation I had with a friend of mine. I'm to spill the beans, and I had a witness with me as to heard everything. So this lady tells me, you think you're good because the past years and the past relationships that you've been in, you've been with different women. They just been relationships that make you so better. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, what the hell are you saying? Because I'm not out here in the streets like you. I decided to meet women and get to know them. If I have a relationship, I have a relationship with them. I'm solely with them. But
Mhm.
just because I'm out in the streets like you were, now you're trying to find something to fuck my like make my character negative. You
Right.
try to call me a hoe, but pretty much saying I've just been in relationships and over a number of years. That's what's wrong with a lot of women. Women meet good guys, but women will try to find something wrong to destroy the character. Oh, it's too good to be true. It's something wrong. So they go, what you know? They go searching. And if they can't find nothing, they take something and they try to make it big, right? They try to like blow it up. It's like leave it for what it is. And men do this too. Some men are insecure too. They do it to women. But
Hmm.
women it's too good to be true because she cooks. You got a one. You finally get a woman that cooks, clean, respects you, and goes out her way and do things. Right? You finally get it. You're still trying to find something wrong for that woman. Like she's got to do something wrong. But it's more to me. It's more women today than ever. This conversation I previously had. Oh, you think you good with every the other man? I'm like I am. I fucking am. I am better than some other guys. I'm sorry. I hate to admit it, but I am. I am. I asked her, have I ever disrespected you, called you a bitch like the guys you dealt with? Have I ever put my hands on you and choked you? No. I
Right.
don't do stuff like that. That's respect ways. I don't when I meet women and I meet them, I'm not expected to get in the bed with them right away. No, I don't fucking care about that shit right away. But she tried to tear me down. Oh, you get a relationship. That's right. And guess what? I'm faithful. No, you're not. You didn't. Okay, let me know when, since you know me so goddamn well. Let me
Mhm.
know when I'm not. So she
Right.
tried every technique to tear me down to find something wrong. Because you dealt with fucked up people. You know what? As
Mhm.
for her, I hope she watched the show. Fuck you. We can't be friends. We can't be cool. Because you're gonna try to do anything you can to try to tear down my character. And I always say this in my post in the morning. The negative energy that's around you, get rid of it. So if you're watching, you're more than welcome to watch the show, do whatever you want to support Lifeground. But as far as me, you as a friend, that shit is dead.
Yeah.
Period. Like you're not gonna try to find something negative to try to bring me down. It ain't happening.
That's
Like,
not a friend at the end of the day tearing you down. What we're called to pour into people and lift each other up. So at the end of the day, like you got to cut that person off. Like,
yeah.
I don't need you in my life. You are negative energy. You're trying to find something to ruin my character, ruin who I am. But yeah, I know my worth. I know who I am. Look, that my saying is fuck around and find out, baby. Come at me. Come
Exactly.
at me. Let's go.
British, what's up? British, and thanks for tuning in. But it's like people you have like trying to find like negativity. And you're like, I said that I had this conversation, and she's like, well, this girl you used to date wasn't all that. That's years ago. Who fucking cares?
The past is in the past. You can't change anything in the
Exactly.
past.
My point
We're in the
exactly.
future. I've said this. I have been preaching this, like even with my mom, RIP, even with her, because she was an alcoholic, she would constantly live in the past. And I was like, you can't fix the fucking past. You fucked up your relationships in the past. You fucked your kids up in the past. You can't fix that. The only way you can fix that is the future by not repeating the same shit you did yesterday, the same shit you did 2 years ago, the same shit you did 5 years ago. That is in the past. It's dead. It's gone. We are now moving into the future.
Well, you got some people. I know British say, "Why you call them friends in the first place?" Here it is. You have a conversation with people. You find out a lot of things. You have conversations with people. So when I had that conversation, to hear that shit being thrown at me, oh, you think you better? Oh, you must think I'm better. I didn't say I was. I thought I was better. I decided that I get to know people just because I don't fucking moving that fast. Let me tell you something. Long story short, this person asked me, "Oh, one day, come on over." I said, "No, I'm not into tying souls." So now I'm just arrogant fucking bastard because I'm not into fucking connecting souls. I'm not. No. Answer is no. Oh, you think you're good because I'm not the average guy to come fucking bend you over and then give you a good fuck? No.
Right.
It's just not that type of story. So it's like, don't tear me down because I just tried to make a mature fucking, response that you wasn't expecting. Now you're trying to tear me down. You do this, but you do this, and I hate that. And it goes to accountability.
Mhm.
A lot of women I deal with do that, especially my last relationship. They try to find something. They try to find my like posts. They try to find my comments. They try to look through my call logs. How you call this person? Well, you sit there, you call them, and see why I call this person. As a
Right.
when you call them, get your ass off my account. It's crazy, but it's too busy trying to find negative. This is life.
Mhm.
Life's too short. 20.
Here's the thing. If you can't even trust your significant other when you're running a fucking business, then you have insecurities and you have a lot of healing that you have to take. Because and I'm the same way. And just like Natalie said, it's toxic. But going back to, the lady who said, when you said that you were not trying to dick her down or whatever, and she turned it on you, that's some narcissistic ass shit. Pay attention to the flags. Like that's so because I'm turning you down because I don't want to do that. You're gonna sit here and try to gaslight me and make me look like I'm a bad person because I'm not trying to fuck you. Take that as a fucking compliment. Take that as a fucking compliment. That shows you I'm not out here fucking Mary, Susie, and Maria. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, she spent a good time. You cheat on this. You cheat on me, this person. Nope. Try again. Well, this person. Nope. Try again. It's like you're trying to defame my character. Stop. Like,
right.
It's okay. I'm not perfect. I got my shit. You know what I'm saying? I got some negative things about me. Nobody's perfect. However, you're not gonna sit here and take the time to pick. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
exactly. You can't do that. Like I said, you can't judge a person by their past as well. You can keep your heart guarded on their past, right? And see if they've changed and pay attention to how they're moving into the future. Are they bringing their past characteristics to the future? Because if they are, call it out. Be their accountability partner and be like, hey, you're doing some repetitive shit from your past. I'm just pointing it out because I love you for you, and you go on. If they don't want to change, peace out.
But the people don't take accountability for their own shit. So people that don't take accountability likes to point out what you do to overshadow what they should be doing or they not doing. Like, accountability is such a fucking toxic word for people. They don't sit and take it. Accountability. A person can have a flaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they would put all the shit on you because me, I'm not a complainer. I don't complain. I don't sit like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. What the hell am I complaining for? I'm not a complainer. I'm laid back. It is what it is. If I have an issue, we're gonna have a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. It's just that simple and easy. So these days, the accountability and stuff like that, and people what they want in relationships, it's not clear. But one thing is clear is that accountability is a very toxic word.
Mm-hmm.
People put all the blame on you. Like, you're just this terrible person.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing is the people, when you try to tell them they need to take accountability and they can't, and all of a sudden they get defensive, The truth hurts if you're getting defensive right now because I'm trying to talk to you and have a normal conversation. The minute your body language changes into an attitude, the minute that they start talking with an attitude, it's like, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm talking to you like a normal person, trying to, keep you accountable, right? Showing what you need to fix. You are getting defensive. That means that I know I nicked the truth into you, right? I nicked something. So now you're getting pissed off at me. And then now you're going to turn it on me. And again, it's a revolving circle of toxicity and narcissistic bullshit. Own up to your mistakes. Own up to your issues.
A narcissistic person, always the one identifying and calling another person narcissistic. That's a lot. They dwell on it so much. Like, he's this, he's that, and they exhibit the character.
Let me do this because I was talking to a friend of mine today about narcissistic traits. I just want to point this out for any narcissistic ass people who are going to watch this. 10 signs of a narcissist: fixation with appearance, unreasonable expectations, disregard for other people, praise, and more praise. It's everyone else's fault, never theirs. The fear of abandonment. The narcissistic lives in fantasy. There are always strings attached. They have an inflated ego, lack of empathy, need for attention, repressed insecurities, and a few boundaries. Do I need to keep going? I mean, own up to it. Fix your shit. If anything I just read off of that, if any of that hits home to you, guess what, baby? You need some therapy. And that's okay. Therapy is so powerful. Therapy is good for the mind, the soul, and the body.
Yeah, it is. But let me put this.
So, Natalie says, "Is my ex's picture in that?" Girl,
so dealing with what I dealt with relationships, I had of course we all had a ton of relationships, but dealing with some of the people I dealt with a few good women, not many, few good women. But the last relationship, I ain't gonna lie, it makes it hard for the future because, okay, I talk about me in general, right? My last relationship, I had a couple of flaws, I had a couple of issues I was dealing with. So I went through, like you say, therapy helps. I went through, I had to get my personal issues together before I was able to provide. I went and got therapy for me. It was hard. And therapy is a real thing, y'all. For real. Therapy helps. A lot of people like disregard therapy, but that shit helps. When I got therapy, right? Went back to my last relationship. Did everything as a man I'm supposed to do, been overloaded more. But when you deal with a situation, when you take care of yourself, your mind is clear, right? You see everything clear. You don't have nothing cloudy. You see every fucking thing. So everything you're probably do, you absorb it, you listen. So I'm listening to her talk one day, and I'm listening, and I'm listening to her talk, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know she was like this. Like, fuck, what's going on? So I'm letting this stuff absorb, right? So I'm doing this stuff, taking all the pressure off her, doing all these things. And I'm thinking, like, you know what? I don't really think this is for me. I think I'm kind of being taken advantage of, or I'm trying to be controlled. That situation make me look at the future like, I'm gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna relax and have fun. Do what I need to do for me. Focus on me for a little bit, because the thing is, I don't know what the fuck women want. Women can say they want one thing. This is why we're going back to Mr. Reynolds, what he said. Yeah. Women can say they want one thing. You give them what they want, and then there's more of something else. It's not a clear cut. I know what the fuck I want. I can focus on what I want. Like, I went on a trip. People like, oh, you went by yourself? That's the fuck I did. I don't have to travel with someone.
Right.
Alone for a while. I don't need to have somebody with me to enjoy life. You live once.
Mm-hmm. Taking trips by yourself gives you so much clarity. Like, it allows you to relax your mind and unplug from the universe, unplug from all the bullshit, all the day-to-day bullshit that you're going through. So, and yes, I can see where he was saying that, women will say one thing, right? And then they want more. Yes, there are women that are like that. Or there's women that want that one thing, and when you give it to them, they're like, that's not what I asked for.
There's a lot of women like that, though.
There are. But and women need to look into the mirror and be like, okay, if you're telling your man what you want, and if he shows up with exactly what you want, are you going to be grateful, or are you going to be like, no, it's missing that one little thing? Wait, but I, as a woman, left that little detail out because I wanted him to be the mind reader. Men are not mind readers. Women are not mind readers. This is why communication and comprehension is fucking key.
So I'm gonna write this down. The women out there, I want to use the word bad, but the women out there who can't really make up their mind of what the hell they want and got all this criteria, it's like cloudy skies, right? You can't see the sun. The little shade of sun you see is the few good women that exist, right? But it's more bad fucking grapes out there, right? They cover it in a bunch. They just cover shit up. They cover it up. You can't see no sunshine. You can't, because there's a lot of fucked up women out here with this criteria. Let's go back to what I put earlier. I watch other podcasts. I'm like, damn, like women really want a man to make $100,000, but that's 13% of the population. Let's say of that 13% of the population, let's say 78% is women. You got 7% of men that's making on 100K, and some of those guys are married. So now the numbers are drilling down. Let's say out of that 7%, let's say 3.5% is married. You got 3.5% of men making over 100K or more in the United States. And out of that 3.5, some of the ass don't want to be bothered with your ass because you fucking talk too much. Men don't like to be challenged. We don't like to be challenged. I had a woman say, "You don't like me to challenge you?" Fuck no, I don't. What kind of challenge are we talking about? I don't want to be challenged where I gotta fucking spin my head around fucking 5-7 times to figure out what the fuck is going on. A challenge to me is support me and I'm supporting you. That's the fucking challenge. I want a challenge when you put me on the spotlight to see what I'm gonna do. That shit I gotta work out in the streets after that. That's a challenge.
Right.
I gotta go deal with that challenge. I'm not trying to be challenged at home. So women that feel like got a challenge, man, a real man doesn't want that. Now, I had a conversation. With one woman, she said, "Well, brother, he met somebody in Venezuela, Cuba. I can't remember what country." And women and the guys got to try to control. I said, "No, guys go outside the country and meet women because women outside the country are traditional. They're not affected by the dumbass values the United States push here to make women the way they are. Those women are traditional where they are taught to serve their man, to cater their guys or whatever, be like the more family women they are. The women here in the U.S. teach you be independent, get 55 degrees, make $200,000, run your own shit. A man can't tell you to do shit. Do it all yourself." That's
right.
Man, country because a lot of women, not all, majority have that mentality here, and they have this criteria. And even the broke motherfucking women that my man got to make this, my man got to make that. What did you bring to the table? My man got to make $200,000. What the fuck do you bring to the table that don't involve OnlyFans?
Right. And see that, and that's another thing too. That's another thing. So then you have the women. Thank you for saying OnlyFans, because then you have the women who are on TikTok shaking their ass, right? And yes, do the men like seeing that? Yes, but then I'm sitting here thinking, as a woman, so I'm out here. I'm not, but I'm thinking like the women are out there. You're out there shaking your ass, right? Dancing for TikToks, dancing for views. The whole fucking world just saw your fucking ass. And now you're upset because you're single, because you can't find a man. Why? I said, that man who's going to come into your life is going to know that the whole fucking world already saw your ass.
Well, no wrong with ass if you've been on the beach and you wear a thong bikini and you're in Miami. That's a different story. I don't have no issue with that, obviously. But I do get your point with the OnlyFans thing. But there's some women that can go out there on the beach, they can wear a thong bikini, whatever, show some ass cheeks. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I just came from, I just saw a lot of ass. Nothing's wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell you this: the response to the OnlyFans thing. A lot of men don't want that. We will look at that. That shit is cool. Nobody's about to wife that. We're not taking that home because you can shake your ass. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars on fucking OnlyFans. We don't fucking care about your money. The thing is, what can you do if I'm hungry? Would you cook me a meal? Can I help you out cook your meal? Will you be satisfied when it's my turn? Are you clean? Can you keep a house clean? Because I'm a little messy. I got clothes on the floor. I'm a little messy guy. Are you clean? I say
You
clean
a
up after
bad thing.
my sheet. I ain't saying clean up after me. I just need you to be cleaner so you can tell me, hey, pick that up. Not throw your shit on top of my shit on the floor. Now we both got dirty clothes, but I don't fucking care about how much you make, female. I don't care how much OnlyFans pay you. I don't care about your fucking 55 degrees that you have in college, your doctors, masters. I don't fucking care. I want to know as a woman, can you respect me? Can you
Mm-hmm.
communicate properly? Can we coincide together? Can we work together? Can you cook sometimes every now and then? Would you appreciate me open minded as shit I want to do? Would you let me lead? Would you not try to push me away if I try to lead? That's all I care about. I don't give a shit about how much money you make. I don't give a shit. But you got to be organized and clean.
So let me ask you a question, because you mentioned something about lead, right? And I know you like to be the leader, right? And I think most women want a man who can lead, right? But are you okay personally? Are you okay with a woman taking the lead one time? Or not like one time, but like every once in a while. Like when I say taking the lead, like, hey, I'm planning a spontaneous trip for us. I'm, planning a romantic trip. Like, let them take the lead. Let them plan some things. Are you okay with that?
That's organized. And I'm okay with that because me, when I planned my last trip, my shit was planned 2 weeks before I left. Oh, I'm gonna go fucking do this. I'm in Orlando. Oh, I'm gonna fucking go to the islands fucking in a couple of weeks. Let me book this goddamn thing. I am not organized. I'm a spare the moment person. I got a vacation. I told you I might come down there and kick with you for a few days. I don't know. This shit's gonna be last minute. Actually, I might go to Cali. Hey, I'm in Cali. I don't know, but have the person that's organized, they like to be organized and set this shit up in advance. Like, this is what we're doing. And that's fine. That's different. So,
right.
Yeah, that's part of the organization that actually it benefits and helps me out. So I ain't no problem with it.
Communication. Do you see this? This is all it takes, people. Communication. Communicate with your fucking partners. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
Stop being hard-headed. And I know I'm hard-headed as hell. I know I am. And my cousin even said when I was back home for Christmas, she's like, I'm praying that you're going to find a man who is going to accept you for you, but also ground you when you need to be grounded. I know that there's times where I do need to be grounded because I'm just like, I'm full of life. Like, I'm the life of the party. But there's a time where I can be serious, but then there's also a time where, yes, I do need to be grounded. I'm all for that. Yes, Amy, just communicate. That is the thing. But here's the thing with that. It's a two-parter. It's communication and comprehension. Make sure you're comprehending what we're communicating. A man who leads also knows his strengths and would choose a woman who complements those.
Hey, I don't know who it is that said that, but they fucking said that no, the man who leads knows his strength, which choose a woman who complements are the best. And I'm thinking, tell you something. I know my strength. I think in the past, I have fucking chose wrong because that woman. Okay, that's great fucking point. But let me tell you something. Another fact: America is making it bad for women. And I've said this before, and I said it jokingly. I always repeat it again. 10 women probably for every one man on earth, right? It's 10. And it's probably worse than that because of the fucking big mouth women who like men know that they have options, even the ones that are not really men. That's why you come into the immaturity, because they can be immature, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got all these women and the criteria. I say 10 for one, but out of that 10, if that one man, if he's making over 100K, he can probably have about 10 because you got some silly ass women out there that the monetary value of money is like the first thing. You can disrespect a woman in America as long as you're paying a few bills. That's okay. A lot of women accept that. And some other women are controlling. America has messed up. They fucked up the traditional woman. That's what happened. The traditional woman, America screwed over because they're building them to lead the household.
Yeah.
And they make a man weak. While women are built in this masculine thing, you got femininity, these movements and stuff. You got all this BLM movement that's X the man out. Then you got society telling men, hey, it's okay. We're gonna have this TV programs, kiss another man in the mouth. Wear women clothing, that's fine. It has been a turn with society where the production is fucked up. So real men are looking like, and as you were saying on TikTok, I just found about it when I was at work, the passport game. And I told you, men are leaving because shit, like fuck that. America ain't giving us no good choices over here. And I saw they overshadowed the good ones. Y'all good women are like sunlight, right? I put this together. These fucking little heathens are cloudiness. They cover y'all up. Y'all can't be seen.
Yeah.
So man pass over to get away from the people with their 5,500 degrees. The thing is, with your degrees and all the women brag about, and if you're an attorney or whatever, could those degrees come for you at night? Could they protect you? Could those degrees lead you in time of danger? None of it can happen because guess what? America set you up for death. You sit up here, you achieve so much, they tell you to get all this shit, all the shit, and you got to pay it back. You got to try to get loan forgiveness, whatever. They teach you this mindset, and they have control, and they teach that you're better because you have a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
You're better than next. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't even have went to college. What? There's people that with a high school degree that's making the same amount of money as me, and even more. What?
I don't have any college degrees. I'll be honest. I don't. And me and my dad had this conversation years ago, and I'm just like, I'm thinking about going back to school. He's like, why? He's like, take your experience and you go into a company, even though they say they want a bachelor's degree, but you have the experience. Who do you think they're really going to pick? Are they going to pick somebody who has no experience with a degree, or are they going to pick somebody with experience? And there's some companies who will pick the person with a degree just because they have it. But then there's other companies like, we're going to take the risk because you do have that experience. We want to bring you on.
That's right. And that's the thing about it. The way America's rolling right now, people don't want to work. So this is the time to not have any degree or anything because you can work anywhere you fucking want to work. Criteria is taking down levels. It's when that thing changed. But the narrative for women is that, hey, make all this money, do all you can so you can leave. And man, and I thought it was crazy that at first I saw men like, this is years ago, going to certain places, Africa. But then I started doing my research. I figured like the traditional, I'm going to talk about the black woman for a minute. When I grew up, we had soul food Sundays and everything. We had dressing, macaroni, and I've seen different families, it was traditional. You've seen it everywhere. Now, this is when I'm growing up I'm 40. It's about 5 years old, 7 years old. We're talking about 30 some years ago. So now, that tradition has not passed down to other women growing up. A lot of women are not cooking. We don't have soul food Sundays. Even my family right now, soul food Sundays is like, it's fading away, it's fading out.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like beats myself for the most part. But the movie Soul Food was a good example of how black families was. You get on Sundays, you crave good food, whatever. You meet out of women these days, they can't cook like their grandmas and their aunts, whatever. All that is done in the deal, but they don't know family tradition. And not even just a black woman, a lot of other women in general don't know family tradition. So guys go out and they get people with those characteristics and they bring them back. Because American women, that's why a lot of religion, you think about it, a lot of Hispanics, I heard this before, Hispanics, Muslims, they like to bring their women here because they tainted when they come to America.
Okay.
You come over here, they tell you, do this, don't listen to man, be Miss Independent. You ain't got to do this, you ain't got to do that. And women fucking take these values and some of this devil shit and they all of a sudden just change. So America is the reason why relationships and marriages fail, period. Think about it. Think about this. In the Bible, because people always say, oh, I got to find me a good black woman, or a white person, I got to find me a good white woman. Where does it say that you got to find somebody of color, the same color, and it's going to work? There's somebody for everybody. It's time for people to expand. You attract a certain thing. I get that. It is what it is.
Right.
But there's somebody for everybody. The thing is, we got to get our mind right, therapy-wise, get your shit together before you can go out there and you can give. Because if you ain't got your shit together, you can't get nobody's shit. If it's the right person or not, you can't get the damn thing.
Right.
And that's called physical therapy. Get your shit together. And 2, you got to be open-minded.
You have to be open-minded. I don't know how people are even still working with a closed mind. My eyes were opened. I mean, I've always been an open-minded person, but I think I've really opened up my eyes more and my mind more right around when the pandemic happened.
Because you got to communicate with people like face to face. Like people have to be forced. They can't be out in the open and hide. So now, right. Social media is a good place to hide. Though some people find a good place in social media to hide. Pretend this. But another thing too, what we're talking about, number 3, accountability. People like they don't take accountability whatsoever for shit that they do. Oh my God, I can't say enough how toxic the word accountability is. People don't take it. People would do shit, but would counter with, but you did this.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not talking about that.
We're talking about now.
Talking about now, what you do, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, like this world, I don't know how it's going to end up. The dating world is going to get worse, and just women, as I hear women talk, I've been public. I think a few days ago, I've been public. I hear this woman talk, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she just don't shut the fuck up. You see at the airports, get my bag. Why are you so loud? I don't know if it's a video out spiraling. I forgot the lady's name. She was at Midway Airport Thursday. Jesus Christ. She's I can't think of her name. Anyway, her bag came through. She had to catch a flight to Dallas. She felt that they were going to make her late, but even though she should have got to the airport, they tell you 2 hours. She got there when she got there. I need my bag. I missed my fucking flight. Well, according to people I know in the situation, when the bag went through the little X-ray thing, it flipped, so it didn't scan it correctly. So they had to take her stuff, find out if it was hers, put it back in the bag, and take it back through. But if you see this video, she calls the big fucking fit cussing. You motherfuckers trying to make me late. Fuck y'all. And you see people in the comments who don't know what's going on. Because I know what's going on. But people in the comments like, oh, they can't be doing this. Oh, this is conspiracy. They made her late. It's not. She got a big fucking mouth. She just shut the fuck up. I can't stand a woman in public that's loud. There's no need to be loud. And those are women that can't be led because they got such a big mouth that they can on top of the world. Those are the ones that America's produced.
Mm-hmm.
Speak, be masculine, take over everything. She caused a whole uproar. I'm gonna see that video. It is bad. You can't even look at the whole video because she's talking so damn much. It's like I would have fucking held her back just because she's been blatantly disrespectful, very loud. She should got kicked out of the airport.
That's like people when you pull them over for speeding, right? Mm-hmm. I can't believe you pulled me over. And look, you do the crime, you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up and just listen. Bring out your license, bring out your insurance card. It's not that fucking hard. Shut the fuck up.
Accountability.
Exactly. But then why are you getting loud when they're pulling you over? Were you speeding? Were you swerving? Take accountability of your own damn actions.
Well, that's the thing. Those people that do that stuff in the same thing relationship, they don't take accountability. So they mess up, they will flip-flop back to you. It's a narcissistic thing to do, but they will turn it around on you. But you did this, you ain't do this though. So, it's like, what are we, 5 years old? Take accountability for the bullshit you do. And like, that's part of somebody just said, Jordan Guyton, accountability is important. Accountability is important. Appreciate that, brother. For real, accountability is very important.
Look, and that's a man. That's a man saying it. What? Ladies, can we listen? A man, another man just chimed in and said accountability is important.
It is important.
And the men have to take accountability too. I'm not saying, again, it's a two-way street. If I do something wrong, let me know. Is it going to hurt? Yes, because you're calling me out. But it's all about the tone and the presentation of the way that you're saying the accountability.
And I'll say that too. A man do need to take accountability. There's more women that need to take accountability these days.
You're right. You're right.
But real men who they're not real men any fucking way. That's a different story. I don't even go down that route. A lot of men that don't take accountability. They do pass the torch. But then again, we're not talking about real men. I guess you're not talking about real women who think they're real women because here's the thing too. I want to ask you. Some women think they're a real woman because they keep it real. They don't take no shit. I'm gonna tell you now, that's not a definition of a real woman. That's the definition of your ass ain't nobody gonna want your ass. It's toxic. Because can anybody tell you that? Usually the woman that has that mentality, I'm gonna tell the motherfucker off. They can't tell me nothing. Shit, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm this. Those are the ones you don't want to be bothered with.
Right.
I know personally. I know. If they ain't telling me nothing, I don't give a fuck. Shit like, oh my goodness, I can't believe she's talking. She's actually driving me nuts. And I don't really like the drama. I'm real laid back and reserved. I like to be like, no, it's cool and talk my little shit, laugh. But the extra going off, I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. I'm like, man, I cannot do this. Nobody, man, don't want to be around it. They really don't.
And for those women, if that is you, then stay single. Stay single. Don't even get in a relationship. Don't even or get with a fuckboy if that's what you want, right?
No, they gonna disrespect the fuckboy. They talk shit about the fuckboys. They talk shit. I want a fuckboy. Are you a fuckboy? Just because I'm an outgoing person, I'm a fuckboy. Hey, call it.
Those are the people looking for clout at the end of the day. They're looking for clout. They want to be able to expose you. And that's why you have to be careful with who you're talking to, who you're getting to know, who you are riding around with at the end of the day. Because either you're going to be my ride or die with me, or are you trying to find some shit to try to expose me? And you have to be careful with that.
But I just talked about that exposure. People just see shit and that the toxic. Boy, it's funny. When I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, when you have therapeutic sessions and you get your mind clear, you're easily and more able to see bullshit from a mile away. When you have a lot of your mind, it's hard to see stuff. Like on my mind right now, I mean, granted, in one of my situations, I can't see one of my little, kids. She's keeping away for some reason. Whatever, I don't understand. But because my mind is clear now than before, it affects me because I think being a father is very important. I'm there for my girls doing things. So if I was only 2 out of 3 because she chose keeping away for no apparent reason. But what she would do is probably go somewhere else, take my name like I'm this bad person. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. Some shit that happened years ago or months ago, whatever. But don't take accountability that you're affecting his life by keeping him away.
And here's the thing with that. When you actually have a good man who's actually taking the time to text you or try to call you and say, hey, how are you doing? How's my son doing? How's my child doing? And you can't even fucking respond. That's when I have an issue. I'm not a mother, okay? But I have plenty of guy friends who have kids and the moms are doing this. Oh, you want to see your kids? Dangling them like they're fucking meat, right? You want to see your kids? You're going to pay me. You're going to do this. You're going to do that in order to see your kids. That's not how it should work, because not only are you affecting the child, but you're fucking yourself up as well. You can't do that.
Here we go, my man. So co-parenting should be hard to do, but people make it that way. Let me tell you something. In my situation, I got my kid, my girls. I text their mom. I'm like, hey, is it cool to have them this day? It's a simple conversation. Mm-hmm. We respond back and forth. I get my girls. There's no problem. This one, I don't understand. I think it's control people, and that's where we go. People don't take accountability. They like control things, and they like control their narrative of things. They like to dangle things. We're too old for that. And,
right.
It just is ridiculous. It's just way too old. It just don't matter, what you want. It's all that matters to kids, and that's why society is the way it is. And society built that. Believe it or not,
it's narcissistic. Here's the thing. If you can't own up to your own issues, you're the problem. Accept it. You need to accept it. You are the problem. Go get therapy. Therapy is the best thing. And it's hard because not every therapist is great. You have to make sure you find that one connection with that one therapist. You may have to go through 10 therapists just to have that one good one.
But here's the thing, though. That's what my problem with people in general is. People. I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. But people always say, I'm going to get it right through God, through God, through God, through God. Let me tell you something. If people know my situation, you know my situation. Last year, I didn't have shit. I had an injury. I missed work. I was down. And I got to see a lot of clear things when I was injured to see how people are. The way I reacted wasn't right, but I got a clear picture. You see me, when you come with we go to love languages, right? We talk about the acts of services and words of affirmation. Your love language change as your life change. Those not my love languages. Last year when I was hurt and I was fucking strapped with a brace around my knee and I couldn't drive, I couldn't do shit, my love language has changed. And I was expecting that, certain people to be there for me. You can't sit around here and say God this and God that when you're going around doing devilish acts. I am tired of people saying, oh my God, this, my God, that, but you are committing blatant devilish act. I'm not perfect, but you can't sit up here and say, oh, I got this, because this. Come on now. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run the name into the dirt. I don't understand how people can act like they're just so innocent. When you look back on their resume of simple shit, you be like, damn, I can't believe that he or she was like that. I believe they actually were a fucking good person. You're not a good person.
Yep.
You want to think that that's what people are trained to think. And you know what? It is what it is. My situation is going to turn out the way it's going to turn out to be. I'll tell you this, though. I'm going to say this.
Look, you said Ashley nailed it. When am I ever wrong? I'm just kidding.
I'll say this. I'm a man. I swear. Don't get me wrong. I swear. I don't have nothing to do with my relationship with God. I swear. I say nasty things, but at the end of the day, I do pray every day, daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
The situation I got going on right now, I'm leaving his hands so I get a message. I'm going to say one thing about this thing. Court systems, I really don't believe in. Court systems are made up. People take their political beliefs and they get behind the stand. They hammer that thing down, and they can make your life, they can ruin your life. It's a gamble. Court is a gamble.
Yep.
You might roll a 7. You might crack the fuck out of court, and it may be wear off. The better judge is the most high to me, because I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna get a message on what to do next. I've been from nothing. I was at my last $10 last year, and I kept it alive. I don't know how I made it, but with the help from them upstairs, hey, let's get it. Everything is simple. God, him, your relationships. One thing we can talk about when you meet people, who God is. Who God is. I've ended relationships because people are, which kind of people don't believe God?
Atheists.
Atheists. I'm atheist.
Yeah.
I don't know if me and you will make it. I tried dating a woman like that. When she was going through things, I tried praying with her. That just don't help. I believe in the word, man. I had bad days where I pray, I move on.
I've been through hell and back, so it's like, I've seen some shit, and it's like people don't realize how powerful prayer is. I mean, back in 2014, my mom was on life support for 14 days. Well, for 16 days, and they're finally able to put a trach in her. I had to fight the hospital. I literally played worship music at her bed. I literally, sang worship music. I literally prayed. Anybody who came into that room with a negative mindset, I said, get the fuck out. Get out. Because we are not bringing negativity into this isolated room. This room is where it's all positive. It is all prayers. It is all, it's a healing energy. You have to be, if you don't believe in that, then you know what? I don't know how to help you. I'm not a perfect Christian. I'm not. I really am not. I lost my touch within the Christianity world because I went through a lot of shit in the past few years. And that's on me. That's my accountability. But I want to get back into it because you know what? You said it best. Prayer does work. I've seen it myself. And you know what? Just believe in it. And you have to walk by faith, not by sight at the end of the day. You have to believe. It's almost like manifesting. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be rich, you want to have a house. You have to manifest it every day. And then once you start manifesting it, it will come to life. Period.
It will. But God, forgive me for how I'm about to put it in the show.
Oh, Lord.
So, God, forgive me.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go back to it. And now it really does work. But let's go back to the love language, physical touch. And we can talk about the signs of love making. How you make me go, ooh.
No. Donna!
Libra, Gemini, Virgo. Are you with me?
Wow.
Yay.
Donna! I need my girl.
Hey, seriously. We got some dope things coming up, we about that time. But look, I'm telling people right now, I'm trying to put this out there. We got to raise money. Life Ground Cares. Lifeground Cares, we're giving back to communities all over the United States. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it proudly. Our government won't do anything to help you. Obviously, all the money is going to Ukraine. Lifeground Cares is raising money. We have a non-for-profit. We're going to start in Atlanta. We're going to come back to Chicago. We're going to Mississippi. And eventually, we want to take it across the country to one of the islands. And we're going to give back, give out groceries, backpacks, whatever it is. We're taking donations. This ain't for us. This is for families. And if you're trying to feed families, we got a high homeless population that our nation's not feeding, obviously. We got Ukrainians come over here getting Social Security and all other shit. That doesn't matter. Lifeground Cares, what we're doing is raising money to give back to communities all over the United States. And eventually, subsequently, it's going to be to different countries. We're trying to grow, we're trying to be big, and we're actually trying to give back. We're trying to make a name and giving back to families that needs us. When it comes to groceries, we start off, clothes, just blessing people around the world. The real God is coming through. I'm a man of my word. We are, well, I can't say y'all women. They're a woman of their words. I'm a man of my word. And we're going to be a powerful structure in this nation. And I'm talking about powerful. Like, we're going to get back. Our name will be heard. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Haters go hate. It ain't even about hate. It's about giving back to people.
Yeah.
So Lifeground Cares, we are raising money and we are giving back. We're going to grow. We're going to grow. We're going to grow. And ain't nobody stopping us. I don't give a damn who you are out there, what government, whoever watching this, don't give a shit. We're going to raise money. We're about to feed people because people out here is about to eat. We're about to make a name. People out here, we're going to change the lives. That's what we're going to do. I don't give a shit. No, I'm not Dr. Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X, not none of that. But I'm about to top that. Let's go. Lifeground Cares, y'all donate. Look into the group chat. It's going to be there. Donate. Help out the people. Making a force, making a change in this game. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all.